Better listen to a mentor friend of mine. Well, pretty soon you're gonna know this song, as well as Dan Rain's Pretty Pink Thong. Adele is gonna teach you some skill until you've made your first $10 bill. It's the only place to be this year. That's the 30-day challenge. That's the 30-day challenge online.
Okay, boys and girls, we're going to do it again, okay? Now follow the words on the screen. Are you ready? Here we go.
If you wanna make some money online, you better listen to a mentor friend of mine. Well, pretty soon you're gonna know this song, as well as Dan Rain's Pretty Pink Thong. Adele is gonna teach you some skill until you've made your first $10 bill. It's the only place to be this year. That's the 30-day challenge. That's the 30-day challenge online.
And there we are with sound. Welcome everybody. Boy, is it a big show. Huge. You thought Google Reader was pretty spiffy. Maybe you caught the YouTube lesson and looking in YouTube in a whole different way. But did you catch the bombshell, the absolute bombshell that was dropped today? And I'm not talking about John Reese's new video. Damn him, he's good. Oh, so darn impressive. But I've sent a separate tweet about that. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. I'd love, if you've seen it, I'd love to get your impressions because it is quite brilliant. But today, from an internet marketing perspective, it's not often that game-changing stuff gets released to the public. And this is something that Dan, and I have to give full props to Dan Rain here, who thoughts are with you, mate, because he has had a passing in the family, and you know, from all of the Team Edge, we're all thinking of you, and well, hope things can be as good as they can be. So we're all thinking of you, mate. But Dan actually came across this particular technique that we're showing today because, like anything that Dan ferrets out, he's looking at the sordid underbelly of the internet wherever it happens to be. And I've got to say that when he showed this particular technique at the Beechworth conference, everybody was just stunned. And I'm going to take you through the ramifications of what we did. Now, I understand that if you were using Internet Explorer, that you may not have, the link that I sent out in the email may not have worked. Now, first, we've got to talk. What the heck are you still using Internet Explorer for? Seriously, even Microsoft hates it. It's not a Microsoft thing. It's not an anti-Microsoft thing. They don't support it. It doesn't work well with the internet, full stop. They hate it. It got them into so much antitrust trouble that it's like the turgid love child that has been abandoned. It's something that you need to get rid of. Seriously, you should be using Flock. You should be using Firefox, for goodness sake. Use something, Safari, anything other than Opera. For goodness sake, anything. But you should not be using Internet Explorer if you're surfing on the end and you're serious about internet marketing, because it just bluntly doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And it's because they don't support it. Because it's got them into so much trouble. You need to, and this is not an anti-Microsoft thing. Love Microsoft. Have no problem with Microsoft. But the facts are, they don't support Internet Explorer. And most people have an older version of Internet Explorer, which is even more fugazied than everything else. So, please, if you're doing the 30-day challenge, download Flock. You don't have to get rid of Internet Explorer. In fact, you probably can't get rid of Internet Explorer, which is part of the problem in the first place. But if you're going to do the 30-day challenge, for goodness sake, please, use Flock. Or, yeah, Firefox is cool too, but Flock's the one I'm going to show you. And if you watch the YouTube lesson, you would have seen a little hint of how powerful and how easy to use and how many advantages there are to Flock and the clever way they put it together. However, Firefox is cool as long as you're comfortable in the environment you're in. But Internet Explorer, folks, seriously, it just doesn't work as a web browser. It's not. I'd love Microsoft to fix it. I really would. Microsoft would love it to be fixed. But because it's built on that piece of turd called Windows, and it's so integrated into the system, that it's very hard for them to fix. So, rant over. But please, do not... If you're in internet marketing and you're not at least using Firefox, what are you doing here? I mean, seriously. Do you need to make your products so that they work with Internet Explorer? Yeah, most of the time. But we were pretty clear with 30-day challenge. Flock is the browser that we use. It's a small price to pay to have access to something that is going to make you a whole dollar in August. Okay, there we are. Now, Flock is a pig, but it has nice lipstick. That's awful. Okay, first I want to take you through the bombshell that we dropped today. And then I'm going to take you through the ramifications of it. And I think you'll find that pretty impressive. And we will have, this will be a short show, which will be followed by a longer question and answer session so that we can really discuss what is going. All right, here we go. So what I'm going to do is rearrange this screen a little bit. Please tell me I just didn't turn you off. No, that's good. Okay, and by the way, thanks for tuning in on July 3rd. I know it's a fireworks evening in the US. I know there's a lot of fireworks stuff that goes on the 3rd, and of course Independence Day tomorrow. So if you've made the effort, really appreciate that. Okay, let's have a look. Now I'm just setting this up so we've got the screenshot happening here. And we need to bring this over here like so. Here we go. Dum-ba-dum. You should see the ad that I've just randomly popped up on my thing, which is just not pleasant at all. So, so we need to click out of that. Refresh that. Sorry about this, folks. Just it's taking a bit longer than I expected. There we are. Good.
G'day gang, Ed here. How you going?
Boom. Okay. Alright, so let's go to the screen. And we're here. Okay. This just happens to be our good old YouTube section. Now I'll just show you a couple of things here. Remember that you can get a feed of all of my videos by clicking on the feed button, which is very cool when you go to the Ed Dale site. But what I wanted to show you here is I'm using the 30-day challenge toolbar, which you can see has the blue TDC. It's in the left-hand side there. You'll just see as I hover over it, it pops up the word dashboard there. I use this all the time because it takes me to the 30-day challenge site, and you can see here we've got the drop-down menu And it's just really easy. So if I ever want to go to the pre-season site, it just pops me there straight away. And you can see there that we have all our lessons. Now I might point out that this week we've had Stumble Upon, we've had YouTube, and of course the thing that's created the, you should see my email box this morning, the massive buzz is Google Subscribe. So to click on Google Subscribe, we just go into there and we grab that lesson. Now you'll notice on each pre-season lesson, and indeed the 30-day challenge, that we've got this button which says click here to add Ed Dale's expertise to your Google web searches. And you'll see the it's got the nice illustration there. Thank you for pointing out that the picture doesn't look anything like me. It does when I've got my glasses off a little bit vaguely, but that's a long story. Okay, now let's click on Google, that button. And please, if you haven't done this yet, please follow along and do it. Now, you'll see here that it takes you to a page. Now, two things will happen at this point. If you're logged into Google, and you can see here in the top right-hand corner of your screen, I'm actually logged into Google here. It'll automatically take you to this page, and you will have a button which has two things. It'll either look like this, which means you're already subscribed, or it will have a button with a green tick and it says subscribe. And all you have to do is click on that button. That's all you have to do. And then something pretty miraculous happens. So if we go down here and just do a good old Google search, so Ed Dale, for example, I'll just click enter there, just do a good old Google search. Check that out. You can see the fourth listing, and this happens right throughout everything that we're doing. If I've got a recommendation, or if I've got something that I'd like you guys to see, then bam, you'll see my particular page, and on the fourth listing of every Google listing, and you'll see my particular recommendation. So for example, if we've got a YouTube video and you type in YouTube and we've got a how-to YouTube, you'll see our link to our YouTube videos. This is so powerful that I can't tell you. I mean, seriously. I mean, folks, it's so important, and it is so powerful a method. Google subscribed links is huge, and we're so proud of it, because nobody picked this up. Everybody missed it. And that's what we do in the Immediate Edge, and that's why I'm so proud of what we do, and why I sent that email out to you guys. So from a user perspective, why is it cool for you guys as a 30-day challenge? If you forget where a lesson is or something like that, because we've got keywords that are targeted for those particular lessons, if you just type in that particular, like for example, let's just try something. I'll just try 30DC. Have we got that? Nah, blah. We haven't got 30DC, Rob. So if we do that, you can check that out. So for example, if you wanted to see my view of John Reese's stuff, you would also see all of that as well, which is pretty cool. So where's the ramifications? Let's come back to me. Here we are. Can you think where you might be able to use this? If you've got a group of people, say trout fishermen, and you've got a trout fishing blog network, and you have a button that's similar to mine on that network, and then you train people and teach people to go and make sure they click that button and subscribe, then all of a sudden, every time they search for a term, say, you know, fly fishing, you could have your recommendation or an article that is on fly fishing. You could have an affiliate product. You could have everything. And do you know how many people bust their left testicle just to get a 4th place listing on Google? And this, you have it automatically forever? Hello? Do you understand? Do you get how important this is? And that is why it is so cool. So, how would you be using this? If I had a small business, I would make sure that as part of that small business program, and if you have a small business and you don't have an email database and you email out your clients, you're nuts. But one of those, I'd do a little sequence which is showing people, say, here's how to get the best out of my services. And one of those emails would be telling them all about signing up for this. Now, the cool thing is, it is tweaked into the Gmail system and the Google system. So if the person has a Gmail account or they have any sort of Google account, it's tweaked into that system, which makes it really, really fantastic. No, I think that's actually me live gargling. So, I just can't tell you how important that lesson is and how excited I am that we were able to bring that to you, and how cool it was for Dan to be able to come up with that from a marketing perspective. Now, of course, what we've been doing in the immediate Edge, and now that we've been able to publicly release it, and hopefully Edges will understand why we didn't do that before today, we'll actually show you all the how-tos and so on of exactly how we did that, because to get the picture up and all that sort of thing takes a whole bunch of other stuff that you need to get going. So it's a cool thing. So for 30-day challenges, it's just a cool service. As you get further along in your marketing, and as we get into the 30-day challenge itself, we're going to show you how to turn that into just an astounding internet marketing weapon. So it's been a big week. Boy, has it been. Now think about just pre-season so far. Think about the Google Reader bombshells. Think about I don't know if you guys, it might have been overshadowed with everything else, but I don't know if you've had a chance to see that YouTube video yet. Like, it just shows you a whole new way to use YouTube. And then, of course, probably the biggest one of all, which is Google subscriptions today. But you ain't seen nothing yet. Because next week on 30-Day Challenge, it is all friend feed all the time. I'm about to unveil the incredible power that is friend feed. And then a couple of you girly swats out there, I notice, have picked up on it. Friend feed is so hard to understand. It is really hard. It is really hard to understand. But once you get it, it is the most powerful thing. And people say, is it a Twitter replacement? No, it's not a Twitter replacement. It's completely different to Twitter. It's so different to Twitter, I cannot tell you. They actually complement each other beautifully. But they do two completely different things. And what fascinates me about all of this is because all the commentary about Twitter is all of the commentary, like from the digerati, from all the people about, is Twitter up, is Twitter down, blah, blah, blah. They miss the point because they're not looking at it from a marketing frame. And I actually did this talk when I was at Beechworth for the Over the Edge conference. If you look at these services with a different set of filters, all of a sudden you understand and you realize why, for example, Plurk, it's not going to work for internet marketing. Sorry, it's just not going to work. It's a cool service, don't get me wrong, but it is just not going to work for internet marketing. Sorry, how do I know that? Because I know the key filters and fundamentals of what makes something work. This is how I pick things up so early. And this is what I teach at the Over the Edge conference. And I taught it in Beechworth, and I'll teach it again in Orlando in October when we get to when Dan and I do the Over the Edge conference in America. But if you start looking at things with those filters, that's why we pick up things so early. And that's why Twitter will survive and thrive, just like, or admittedly, if something else comes up, but it's funny, this week there was another service, what's it called, Identity.ca or something like that, came up, and everybody jumped onto it and said, it's like, oh, look, here's a Twitter replacement, quick, everybody jump over. And if you look at the underneath the fundamentals of that service was crap. It's just not, it's so far not where Twitter is at the moment, because people aren't, it's digerati, it's people who are interested in the business of talking about what's going on in Web 2.0 that's making all the commentary, which is a whole nother lesson in itself, I might add, in terms of being that voice of the market, because that's what every single one of you should be aiming to be in your niche. In your niche, you should be the voice of that niche, and it's so easy to do now. It is just crazy easy to do because of the tools that you have available, as we're having vacuuming out the front. Lovely. Sorry about that, folks. So enough about the rant. Now, so next week, all friend feed, all the time. And again, you should see my email. My email has gone bananas about Google subscriptions. But just wait till you see friend feed next week. And it's going to be all at the massive cost of how much? Zero. Nothing. Zip. Zilch. Nada. Nothing. Which is just pretty cool. Oh, and I should say, as we head into next week too, just Friday, July the 11th. I know it's Independence Day on July the 4th, but let me tell you, Friday, July 11th, no work getting done. You will not see me. The only thing that you will see me be doing is broadcasting live from whatever queue I'm in to get the new iPhone. I've seen some of the application, and here's the thing, folks, and just so you can sound knowledgeable to all your friends about the iPhone and the new iPhone that's coming out, and indeed the old iPhone, it's not about the hardware, people. Forget the hardware. It's immaterial. It's about the software. And when you guys see App Store this Friday coming, not tomorrow, Friday week, when you guys see App Store and when you guys see the applications that are being released for the iPhone next Friday, I guarantee it will blow your mind. It will be like nothing that has ever happened in telecommunications history. People have missed the point. It's not about the hardware. It's not about comparing. People are like, I'm seeing all these geeks online saying, oh, well, I've had GPS on my Nokia forever, and I've had 8 gig on my Nokia, and blah, blah, blah. It's not about the hardware. It's never been about the hardware. The hardware is immaterial. As Gary Halbert would say, it's mud. It's what you can do with it, which is so important. And that is so, so cool. Apple schmapple, Phil Mason. That's very, very funny. Alright, so, boy, I think I need to calm down slightly. Right, where are we? Let me just check my time here. Okay, good. Alright, so, let's spend 10 minutes, and I will do this in the recorded section of the show. I will take some questions about Google Subscribe links, or indeed anything that you've seen on the 30-day challenge. this week. So if you've got those questions and perhaps, I don't know, Caro, if you can feed them through to me on iChat, that would be great. I'll have a look here. Okay, so first one is JR30DC. Hi Ed, basically you mentioned 2 methods you are split testing and will only use one in the 30-day challenge. Will you reveal the alternate method that misses the cut? No. But we will be showing it on the immediate edge, obviously. But I've got to say, we've got the it is so... Look, let me tell you one thing. This year, we have got this amazing team working on the 30-day challenge. And it has... And you're seeing the differences. You are really seeing the differences. But what the lab has come up with for the actual 30 days... Just remember, folks, we're in pre-season. And I'm a showman. I love a little bit of theatre. I don't know if you picked that up or not. Love a little bit of theatre. Love some showbiz. But if you think all the stuff that we've shown you now is amazing, just wait till we do a little bit of market samurai on your ass. Not going to say any more. Now, next question. Will you go deeper into Google subscriber links? In what way? Anybody know how many Immediate Edge members there are currently? Yes, I do, but why is that relevant? Deeper into Google subscriber links, in what way? Where do you want me to go with that? Google subscriber only work if a person has subscribed to it. Yes, absolutely. And how many normal people would normally do that? I'll tell you. None. 0. Nobody. You have to train your marketplace to do it. But do you think it might be worth the effort to teach them how to do that? My goodness, to have that number 4 slot permanently for Google? Of course they can opt out. And here's the best thing about this Google subscribe links, like all this stuff we're teaching, and this is why I got so het up about all these people whinging about, oh, blah, 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 was marketing to me and he was being really nasty and he was forcing me to read his stuff. Nobody forces you to do anything online, and the best thing about Google Subscribe Links is, yes, it's a very powerful tool, but like all powerful tools in the Web 2.0 world, if you abuse it, click, you're gone. You're out of there. You're history. You abuse Twitter, click, you're gone. You're out of there. You're history. And that is how it should be. You, all of you, should have the power to do that. And you do. Which is why being offended by anything online, except for the obvious offensive stuff, but being offended by marketing, you know, if you don't like it, click. They're gone. They're out of there. They're history. And that's what's so exciting. And same with Google Subscribe Links, is if you treat people with, like, we're doing so many cool things with Google Subscribe Links for you guys to make it easier. So, because, hey, hands up out there, how many people go into Google and actually just type the actual domain name into Google instead of actually the address bar, or just type in 30-day challenge on the address? Hands up. I do all the time. When I'm searching for amplifiers or stuff like that, I forget that I've bookmarked it even, and I go to Google. So isn't it brilliant that I can help remind people? Because if I know you're typing in YouTube, one of the things that's going to be relevant to you guys is the lessons that I've just done on YouTube. So we'll have a little link there, number 4, which tells you about YouTube. And you'll always be able to know that it's one of my recommendations because of that hot, handsome, sex appeal face that is that illustration. And so it's work. So it's just very, very cool. So I did love that. Now let me have a look. Where are we? Will you be showing us how to set up our own subscriptions on Google Subscriber? Certainly in the Immediate Edge we're doing exactly that. So that we're showing the whole sort of thing. Yeah, we're doing that in the Immediate Edge. Any info on the Mac keyword tool Edge shown in Flickr? See, I love it when you guys You just dig there underneath the covers and you find out. And that might just be a little friend feed magic going on right there. Can I tell you anything about it? No, I can't. In fact, I was a very naughty boy by putting that up on Flickr. But I was so excited that I couldn't help myself. So I can't tell you anything more about that. I can tell Immediate Edge members a lot more about that very shortly. But the it's going to be cool. And let me tell you something. Will you be seeing it in the 30-day challenge? Hang on, how do I do this? I cannot say whether you'll be seeing Marketing Samurai. And I can't say how much it would cost to have the ultimate keyword research tool. I can't say any of those things because I can't say that it's going to change keyword research and market research forever. I can't say, I'm not allowed to say that, I think that's Eugene on the phone. I can't say that it will change market research as you know it. I'm not allowed to say any of those things, so I won't. Do you think Pocket Flock will be too small to use for the 30-day challenge? I don't know what Pocket Flock is. I have no idea what Pocket Flock is. I'm sorry. So much new info in the pre-season. Will the actual challenge be about implementing, or will there be more new stuff as well as using it to market? Okay, all of the stuff that we're doing in pre-season, that's a great question, is all about tools. Okay, it's getting you set up. When we move into the 30-day challenge, it's all about making you that first dollar through marketing, market research, generating traffic, and so on. The reason we do a pre-season is that it gives you time to become familiar with all the tools that we'll be using. Because can you imagine if we were trying to teach these tools and then teach you the marketing lessons around these tools all at the same time? So that's I hope that answers the question. So that's exactly why we're spreading it out. In truth, you could probably go through all of the pre-season stuff on a take one day on a Saturday and go through it from start to finish. Because if you think we've got a lot of people joining the 30-day challenge now, and we have a huge number joining right now, just wait till the last 2 weeks of July. It's going to go crazy. So that's part of the whole thing. Is Ed going to get a haircut to shave his head? Is Ed going to be giving away Cartman? I will give away Cartman over my cold, dead body. He's an absolute collector's item. That Cartman, that is for sure. Ed, when your phone buzzes like that, push the top button and the phone to stop. I did do that. I was trying to do it subtly. Pocket Flock is a portable version of the social browser. Hey, if you know all about that stuff, you're probably more than capable of choosing your browser. I'll shave my head for a free iPhone. I already have a giant Cartman. I have a giant Cartman too, Michelle, and it's just sitting over there. Mine actually talks as well, which is very cool. And I've had him for exactly 10 years, and the battery still works, which is astounding. He might make an appearance. My hubby covets your Cartman. It's the beefcake Cartman, which is so cool. All right, very good. All right, so if there's is there a specific address that Ed can be reached for? Yes, there is. Hang on, let me just bring it up here. If I can do this, let's click on that. We click that like so, and then we click that like so, and then we do this. At Ed Dale on Twitter, send me an at Ed Dale message, and I will get it. And I'm going to be showing you who's the guy next to Cartman? That is Eric Clapton. That is God. And I use that just so I don't offend anybody in the, what's the word? I can't think of the actual word. But I don't want to offend anybody's deity of their choice. But, you know, Clapton is God, graffiti, that sort of thing. Anyway, slow hands. There we are. Thank you, Alison. Very good. Excellent. All right. So, with this, I think we'll end this part of the recording. We'll have our traditional 5-minute break, and then we will come back for some more questions and answers. Then I have to go out. I'm actually hitting the road, and I'm going to be interviewing the guys about the stuff that I can't tell you about yet, that is going to change everything when it comes to keyword research. And the best thing, of course, that I can't tell you about is that it's completely cross-platform, Mac and PC. Why is that important? That's one of the reasons it's important, is that 50% of you watching this broadcast are on a Mac, which is brilliant. And 50% of people who are accessing the 30-day challenge are using Macs now. Come July 11, there'll be even more people using Macs. So, there we are. Very cool. So, with that, thank you very much for being part of today's show. Hang around for the question and answers. I'm going to get a coffee and find out what's happening with the vacuum cleaner. And I will speak to you very soon. Okay. All right. Now, hang on. Very smooth. Hang on. Where are we? Here we are. Traditional. Here we are. Oh, here we go. We're going out traditionally. Here we go. By the way, if you haven't caught the latest Phil Mason video, you're missing out. We'll speak soon.
If you wanna make some money online, you better listen to a mentor friend of mine. Well, pretty soon you're gonna know this song, as well as Dan Rain's Pretty Pink Thong. Adele is gonna teach you some skill until you've made your first $10 bill. It's the only place to be this year. That's the 30-day challenge. That's the 30-day challenge online.
Okay, boys and girls, we're going to do it again, okay? Now follow the words on the screen. Are you ready? Here we go.
If you wanna make some money online, you better listen to a mentor friend of mine. Well, pretty soon you're gonna know this song, as well as Dan Rain's Pretty Pink Thong. Adele is gonna teach you some skill until you've made your first $10